October 2019. A canvas tent in the northern Tanzanian bush. A Hadza hunter named Moto sits by a dying fire, rubbing his eyes after waking from a nightmare about a hidden leopard. This is the story of the prehistoric subconscious. We spend one-third of our lives asleep. During rapid eye movement sleep, our brains generate intense visual realities. Modern urban humans dream about missing flights, failing exams, or falling through space. These anxieties reflect a world of schedules, evaluation, and concrete infrastructure. For 99% of human history, these structures did not exist. To understand the baseline of human consciousness, researchers must look away from modern cities. They look instead to the world's last remaining hunter-gatherer societies. The Hadza people of Tanzania and the Bayaka people of the Central African Republic live in conditions similar to ancient Homo sapiens. They hunt wild game, gather tubers, and sleep in temporary brush shelters. In recent years, evolutionary anthropologists began collecting thousands of dream reports from these communities. They wanted to see if the architecture of the human mind changes when civilization is stripped away. The data revealed a stark divergence from the modern Western mind. Ancient environments present immediate physical threats. Hadza dream logs show that over 30% of their nighttime narratives involve threats. In Western control groups, threat dreams occur in less than 8% of cases, but the nature of these threats is what isolates the ancestral mind. Western threat dreams feature social exclusion, financial ruin, or aggressive strangers. Hadza and Bayaka dreams feature animals. Hyenas, venomous snakes, and charging elephants dominate the prehistoric night. The sleeping brain behaves like a simulator. Evolutionary psychologists call this threat simulation theory. The hypothesis states that dreaming evolved to biological ends. It allows the individual to practice dangerous scenarios without physical risk. A hunter who rehearses a leopard attack in his sleep reacts faster when the brush rustles tomorrow. The mechanism relies on the amygdala. This brain structure processes fear and survival instincts. During waking hours in a forest, the amygdala is constantly scanning. During sleep, it runs scripts. The ancient dream is not an abstract poem. It is a survival manual written in images. But survival is not a solo endeavor. Hunter-gatherer societies rely entirely on absolute cooperation. If the group fractures, individuals die. This necessity alters the social landscape of the dream. In Western societies, dreams are highly individualistic. The dreamer is often alone, or fighting against others. In hunter-gatherer cohorts, over 50% of threat dreams involve a collective response. The dreamer encounters a threat, and the community arrives to help. They form a wall of spears. They share the meat of the killed beast. The subconscious does not just practice danger, it reinforces social cohesion. It reminds the sleeping individual that safety exists only within the tribe. The dream acts as a social glue, binding the band together through shared imaginary trials. The content of these dreams changes with the arrival of modern tools. Researchers noted a shift when certain groups gained access to agriculture or permanent settlements. Animal encounters dropped. Aggressive humans took their place. The mind adapts its defensive software to the local environment within a single generation. This flexibility suggests our ancestors' dreams shifted dynamically as they migrated across continents. This brings us to the visual landscape of the ancient night. Before artificial light, the night was absolute darkness. Fire was the only barrier against the void. The human mind spent millions of years staring into glowing embers before closing its eyes. This daily transition left an imprint. Ancient dreams are highly vivid, dominated by high-contrast landscapes and intense movement. There is also the element of the hunt itself. Foraging populations dream about tracking game significantly more than modern humans dream about their jobs. A Bayaka hunter tracks a duker antelope through dense canopy in his sleep. He visualizes the bent twigs. He smells the damp earth. The sleeping brain optimizes motor skills used during the day, consolidating muscle memory for the next morning's trek. But there is a deeper layer to the prehistoric subconscious that science struggles to quantify. This is the realm of the supernatural. For hunter-gatherers, the boundary between waking life and dreaming life is fluid. The Hadza do not view a dream as an illusion. They view it as a real visitation. If a hunter dreams of his deceased grandfather pointing toward a waterhole, he will walk toward that waterhole in the morning. The dream is integrated into reality. It functions as a legitimate source of information, alongside animal tracks and wind direction. The subconscious becomes an elder, guiding the living through the landscape. This belief system shapes their entire cosmology. Many anthropologists believe that animism, the belief that animals, plants, and rocks possess a spiritual essence, originated in the dream state. In a dream, a tree can speak. A dead ancestor can hunt beside you. A jaguar can transform into a man. To an ancient mind without knowledge of neurology, the dream world was proof of an alternate, parallel reality. It was a place where the soul traveled when the body lay still. The dream did not happen inside the head. It happened out there, in the invisible forest. This alters how we view the evolution of religion. Rituals, mythologies, and cave paintings may simply be data logs from the prehistoric night. The famous hand stencils inside Upper Paleolithic caves like Chauvet or Lascaux are often placed in dark, tight recesses. These are spaces that mimic the sensory deprivation of sleep. The images of bison and horses are painted with dynamic lines that seem to move when flicker-lit by fat lamps. They look exactly like the high-threat imagery found in hunter-gatherer dream logs. The ancient artist was not just drawing what he saw during the day. He was purging what hunted him at night. Modern society has altered this ancient system. We sleep in insulated rooms, protected by locked doors and climate control. We illuminate the dark with LED screens. Our threats are abstract, distant, and financial. The amygdala no longer needs to simulate the spring of a heavy cat. So it simulates a missed deadline. The survival engine is running on industrial fuel. This shift has consequences. Hunter-gatherers rarely report chronic nightmares. Their dreams serve a clear purpose, process the fear, and conclude. In contrast, modern urban populations experience high rates of anxiety-induced sleep disorders. The simulator is spinning its wheels, unable to resolve the abstract threats of the modern world through physical action. You cannot spear a bad credit score. This leaves a profound disconnect between our biological hardware and our cultural software. We carry the brain of a Pleistocene foraging specialist into a high-rise apartment. Every night, that brain attempts to do what it has done for 200,000 years. It prepares us for the wild. We can see this continuity in the universal motifs that cross cultural boundaries. The sensation of falling, the feeling of being pursued by an unseen force, the sudden loss of voice when trying to scream. These are not modern fabrications. They are the ancient emergency signals of the nervous system, preserved across millennia. When Moto wakes up by the fire in Tanzania, he does not dismiss his nightmare. He tells his companions. They listen, adjust their hunting route for the day, and move out together into the brush. The dream is utilized. The system works exactly as evolution intended. But what happens when the wilderness is entirely gone? As the last hunter-gatherer societies are integrated into global systems, their unique dreamscapes are vanishing. The animal spirits are being replaced by concrete and vehicles. The baseline human subconscious is fading before we can fully map its territory. We are left with the remnants of an ancient world operating inside our own skulls. Every night, when the lights go out, our eyes begin to dart beneath our lids. The modern world recedes and the old forest grows back. The brain prepares for a battle it may never fight again. But if the dream is a simulator designed to ensure our survival against the environment, what happens to a species that has conquered its environment, yet still runs the software of the hunted?